At the special town meeting on Monday, October 24th, the town of Needham received approval to borrow $2.5 million for the purchase of 34 acres of open space near the Ridge Hill Reservation. The article was passed after a long debate. Here's municipal producer Yu Xiaoyuan with more on this controversial topic and other highlights from the meeting.
The debate around the acquisition proposal went on for almost 2 hours, and most of the arguments focused on the lack of necessary information for town meeting to make an informed decision. Doubts came first from the Finance Committee, whose 9 members unanimously opposed granting the authorization at this moment.
We are just lacking basic information about the proposed transaction. On Saturday, just 2 days ago, the Finance Committee members first saw the offer to purchase between the property owner and the proposed developer, Northland, in a draft development agreement between Northland and the town.
According to the draft development agreement, Northland Residential will purchase the entire 64-acre property known as Castle Farm for $21 million. Then Northland will sell the 28 acres of meadowland along Charles River and the 2 parcels along Charles River Street, each about 3 acres, to the town for $2.5 million. On the future Northland property, the developer intends to build 70 townhouse units with 5% designated as affordable.
There is no precise data on the 70 townhouse units that are expected to be constructed, what they're going to look like, the size of them, the height of them, or the eligibility for affordability. There's been no wetlands determination. There's been no traffic study. There's been no town fiscal impact analysis detailing what costs the town will bear in the future years related to this 70-unit townhouse development.
Many people share the Finance Committee's concerns. Precinct C town meeting member Cynthia Landau made a motion to delay the vote on this matter. She suggested a special town meeting in February to provide time for more information. The developer's offer to purchase document shows Northland has until March 15, 2023 to obtain all the permits and approvals for the project.
There is no reason to fear that Northland will withdraw if the vote does not happen tonight. We don't need to be rushed into making a decision tonight with little information and few hard facts.
The Select Board stated this collaborative purchase was critical to preserving the rest of the land from development, because the current zoning in place would likely support 25 single-family houses on the property and require no forested buffer.
That would result in clear-cutting, most likely, of more than 25 acres because of the way the subdivision and rural conservation lots get laid out.
In contrast, Northland will only develop 14 acres of the retained land and leave the remaining 14 acres as open space. But many were skeptical about this comparison. Landau pointed out the zoning only allows 15% of each lot to be developed for building structures.
I wouldn't assume that they're going to clear-cut a lot in order to build on 15% of it.
High-density housing that's in areas that are not convenient to the train, that are not served by public transit, that don't have sidewalks, that don't have bike lanes, is actually an environmental disaster. So if we really want to address that, you have to consider the full cost.
Neighbors on adjacent streets criticized the transparency of the process.
The lack of process and the absence of conversation with neighbors is inexplicable. It may be understandable since citizen engagement can slow things down, but not one member of the town has visited our neighborhood or communicated with us directly.
Many believed postponing the decision could help rebuild the public trust in town leadership.
I don't think this means we don't do it, but I think it means we owe it to do it right, and having more information is better, and it what will give people confidence in what's going on.
But for the supporters of the acquisition, one single reason is enough. The Select Board has called this offer a once-in-a-generation opportunity on multiple occasions. Many town meeting members shared this view and saw it as a great deal.
And I just really would ask everybody to really seriously not pass up what is not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but a once-in-many-lifetimes opportunity to grab this property for an amazingly low price.
If you haven't walked out there, walk out, and you'll know what conservation means. It's almost had a magical feel for me. So I hope that we'll let that be our land.
I think that the town is just really fortunate to have the ability to purchase this land for $2.5 million. I mean, we have to consider that there is basically no situation where it's not being developed.
The proposal passed with 163 in favor and 33 opposed. Other articles town meeting approved on Monday included a $55,000 funding request for hiring a consultant to work with the Climate Action Plan Committee. Town meeting also gave the green light to start the process of the Community Electricity Aggregation Program, which can potentially allow the town to buy power generated by cleaner energy on behalf of its residents and businesses at a favorable price. The $2,725,000 additional funding for the Emery Grover renovation project was secured by a 2/3 voice vote. Town meeting cleared the zoning hurdles for opening microbreweries and brewery pubs in Needham, which will only be allowed by special permit at some of the business districts and industrial districts across town. For Needham Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.